I got news for you people. Brandon Miller could be the next great NBA wing. Yes, wings have been coveted throughout the history of the NBA. And if you ask me, I truly do believe that among NBA executives, they are the most coveted archetype in the draft. And if you get one in free agency, you definitely will. I mean, just let's look at the landscape of the league. On the East, you got Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. On the West, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, LeBron James have been stars in this league 4 years and have won many of championships. And even historically, just go back to the Chicago Bulls of the 90s that had 6 championships in their dynasty, spearheaded by the defense and offense of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. So naturally, as an NBA fan, you may be asking, why is that the case? Why are wings so valuable in today's NBA? Why does it even matter that Brandon Miller could be the next great wing in this league? Well, that's because, in my opinion, wings, the word that describes them the best compared to bigs and guards is the word versatile. You see, wings can impact the game, in my opinion, offensively and defensively in ways that bigs and guards just can't. For example, you have an elite big that anchors your defense like a Hakeem Olajuwon, or a scoring machine like Joel Embiid. However, they may not be able to initiate your offense or play make like a guard. You can have an electric guard that fills, seats, butts into seats, and sells shoes like hotcakes, like a Damian Lillard or a Donovan Mitchell. However, they will always be a defensive liability, compared to a bigger wing player or a big man. And of course, there's exceptions to the rules. Of course, you got your Michael Jordans on the guard side who can anchor you defensively. You have you just got Jokic, as far as like a playmaking big man on that level. But wings are literally the happy medium for 90% of teams. Their unique blend of size, ability, and athleticism. You're talking about somebody who can be your best defender, who could be your closer, create their own shot, and if need to, can play make, and maybe even some games be your highest assist man. So if you got one of these as a franchise and as a team, if you get lucky enough to find a potential wing in the draft that could be a star, or in free agency, you just got to thank Jesus. Or in Charlotte's case, they would thank Black Jesus, Michael Jordan, because he actually drafted Brandon Miller, and that was a controversial pick with the number 2 pick in this past year's draft. Number 1 was a no-brainer in Victor Wembanyama, but there was a lot of flack, because some people did think that Scoot was a shoo-in pick. But man, this kid Brandon Miller is showing it all these past few games. 6'9", 3-level scorer, and in this video we're gonna go into what makes him dynamic and what makes him look like, man, he can be a Paul George, KD level player in this league. So let's get straight into the intro. Brandon Miller was the number 2 pick out of Alabama in this last year's 2023 draft. The number 1 pick was a consensus no-brainer in Victor Wembanyama. But like I said, he came out the number 2 pick, 6'9" wing, small forward, and he's been on a tear recently. Last 5 games, he's averaging 29 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, a little bit under 3 assists, and 2 steals. I think the craziest part about this, though, is that he's been extremely efficient for a rookie as well, shooting 48% from the field, 44% from the three-point line, and 86% from the free throw line. He's projecting to be a 50, 40, 90 guy, just like Kevin Durant, in his prime. And as you can see from these highlights, guys, he can do a little bit of everything. His athleticism is what has surprised me. He's had a couple poster dunks this season, and he just pops off the dribble a lot more than expected. It's a lot like Paul George, a lot like Brandon Ingram a little bit. I see some Jason Tatum as well, as you guys can see. His most previous recent effort was against the Los Angeles Lakers, where he's became the only rookie in Charlotte Hornets history to have consecutive back-to-back 30-point games. He's also been the only rookie this season to have consecutive back-to-back 30-point games. And that's actually kind of crazy, considering that Victor's been going ham this season as a rookie, and the fact that he's the only rookie to have consecutive back-to-back 30-point games definitely shows that he's a bucket for sure. Like I said, man, I think his potential is up there, with like a Paul George, a wing that can anchor your offense and defense. Guys, you look at these highlights, and there's not a lot of guys in the league today at his size who does what he does. And the guys who do, they're paid. Jaylen Brown cannot even dribble with his left hand. He's the richest contract-wise. He's literally the highest paid NBA player in history to a certain point. But it's because, he's 6'7", he can defend 1 through 4, he can score, he's an elite athlete, and that's what gets it done. Brandon Ingram's another guy who's probably not top 5 for his position, but he's going to be a max guy for the rest of his prime. And Brandon Miller's looking like one of these guys that Charlotte can depend on. They're kind of going through a lot right now. They're a god-awful team. Not going to lie to you. LaMelo Ball is back hurt again, which is no joking matter. I hope he can get healthy. But overall, it's a bad team. But Brandon Miller is giving that fan base something to believe in. Like I said, his potential is one of the elite wings in the league in the future, 3-4 years down the line, in my opinion. But he's not without fault. Like I said, this stretch is just been these last 5 games. Overall, he struggled with efficiency. He still has to show that he could be consistent. And also, too, like most rookies, he hasn't been the best on defense. Charlotte's defense is abysmal, and he's a part of that. But the flashes are there, and that's what I wanted to show to you guys today. In the comment section, go ahead and tell me, guys, what you think about Brandon Miller, where you think he should be. Obviously, he's going to be in the rookie-sophomore game. I think he's going to be first-team rookie for sure, but you guys tell me whose game does he remind you of? Obviously, a lot of people are going to say Paul George. That's the one player that pops off the most. But I see a little bit of flashes of Tatum. Like I said, I see some KD as well. Also, you guys tell me what you think his ceiling is. Is he an all-star? Is he just a piece? Or can he be a superstar player? You got to think about the league post LeBron, post KD, going into the future. I feel like he can make some noise. So I had to spotlight this guy, guys. He's been killing it so far. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe. This is Jordan's Take, where we talk about everything basketball, from a high school standpoint, NBA, college, whatever's on my mind. So, go ahead and give you guys a comment. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.